I'm Martha Entwistle, Managing Editor of Security Systems News, and I'm here in Provo, Utah at the grand opening of Apex Alarm's new 125,000 square foot headquarters with the CEO and founder of the company, Todd Pederson. Todd,
right.
Thanks for taking some time to talk to me today.
Thank you for being here.
Well, it was quite an event. You had,
it was.
What, about 1,000 people
Yeah,
here?
I did say about 1,000 people here, more than I actually anticipated.
More
but
than
it was
you
great.
invited?
Right, way more than I invited, way more. Right.
And I wanted to ask you about, as you were designing the headquarters, I got a look at it this morning, and it's beautiful, modern and open, and all these windows all around it. And I understand that you went to the Google headquarters and Apple headquarters
That's
when
correct.
when you were designing it. Tell me, why did you do that?
Well, we went to actually quite a few different campuses. The architect firm that designed some of these campuses took us out there, and we were really intrigued by especially the Google campus. Mm-hmm. We have a very open culture here, really kind of a young environment here, a lot of knowledge sharing. And the previous complex we're in, or complexes we were in, closed normal standard corporate offices that didn't really help out with that environment that much. Closed doors, not a lot of light coming through. Mm-hmm. And so we really felt like that Google campus feeling matched what we have already here, and I think it's going to enhance and improve the ability for departments to interact, mm-hmm. which they do, but it will even more so help with that.
Yeah. So, and tell me a little bit about the culture here. I mean, you're dressed up today, right?
I am very dressed up today, actually.
It's usually the T-shirt, right?
Yeah, Mitt Romney gave me a hard time about that because I usually am in a T-shirt. And that's just kind of me. I grew up in Idaho, boots and jeans, and
well, I live in Maine, so I understand this. Yeah.
So that's just how I dress. I wore a tie today only because I felt like I probably should, but. We have a young environment here. Mm-hmm. I would say the majority of our employees are younger than 28 years old. Mm-hmm. And if I wear a suit and stuffy, maybe they're not so comfortable with me. Yeah. Maybe I think my presence allows them to relax a little bit, because we really like our people on all levels to tell us the truth about what we're doing, where we're going, their ideas and concepts on how we can change, because we're always trying to interact with our employee base all the way down to the ground level on what we can do to improve our company. And
you guys have broken the mold in many ways. I mean, you came out of not out of nowhere,
kind of out of nowhere in the security business.
Yeah. So you now have 375,000 customers.
Right.
You're among the top 5.
I think we're top 5 now with monthly recurring revenue in the industry.
Yeah. And you talked a little bit during the ribbon cutting ceremony. You talked about sort of breaking new ground. Tell me what are the big plans for next year? What do you mean by that?
If you want to know, our frustration with the industry has been lack of progress. Mm-hmm. It's been the same old since we've been in it for 9 or 10 years. Yeah. Small technology enhancements from a product perspective, which limits our ability to offer better services, enhanced services to the customers. Mm-hmm. And I think, my opinion is, if that doesn't change, we're going to get rolled over by someone else that comes up with a better, faster, more reliable way to deliver services to the customer. And it's not just security that we're, in time, our intention is to be a multi-service offering to our customer base, which is going to provide stickiness to our security section of our company. And that's, everyone fights against attrition. Yeah. And I really believe if you can offer them better, newer technology with more services, why are they going to leave you? Whereas now, someone else can offer the same for less.
So you're talking about using your security system is more fun to use, and it's more, you need it more,
you're
fun interacting
to use,
with it.
Easier to use, more services and capabilities, savings into the home through other services I won't really get into because people will know when we do it. And we have a lot of grand plans for additional services offered into the home.
And what about commercial security? Do you guys think will you branch out into that at some point?
This is what I would say. Once we really nail down our next 12 to 24 months with product offerings in the security or home security business, I think we will eventually get into the commercial aspect of it. I think it's an obvious transition, but we've really tried to stay super focused on what we know how to do. We don't do acquisition, obviously we never have. That isn't something that we'll do. We like to keep it really simple with the technology or the products that we're using, the delivery that we have. So, you know, eventually, yes. And I really, it's something we've thought about and just not gotten into yet.
Okay. And what about numbers for next year? What are you looking at? What, 150,000 this year?
It should be 2010, 150 to 160,000. We'll end up this year about 160,000 new installs. We just raised some new financing.
Oh, yes.
It gives us runway for about 3 years. You know, and we're in this economic environment. We're trying to be somewhat cautious, expanding too rapidly. So we're going to kind of play it by ear, and if things improve, then and the great thing is we have the ability, with the proper funding, we can grow substantially.
Okay.
So.
Well, thank you very much for taking time to talk to me
Thank you for
today.
coming out. That was super nice.
All right, thanks.
Okay.